Hi there, let's take a look at VeChain. We'll cover the weekly Wyckoff structure, check out the short-term trend so we can assess the risk of next price move. From a Wyckoff perspective, VeChain is currently at the selling climax, what I also call the panic over stage of the accumulation cycle. So all these orange tags are accumulation. Likewise for this particular period over here. So the next stage we're waiting to show up is the automatic rally. So according to the Wyckoff method, usually after the panic over stage, there will be some initial buying actions, okay? But a lot of times that's short-lived, and it will come back for subsequent tests during the accumulation cycle. So we can see those on and off, all right, during the accumulation. So that's where VeChain is now from the Wyckoff perspective. And this is education content only, not financial advice. The most important weekly support level is 0.0033, this orange key level over here. The major resistance remains this yellow key level of 0.0047. So we see for the past 2 months, bulls and bears have been battling around this yellow solid line, and it hasn't finished yet. And it's just gone slightly lower. Likewise, for the weekly volume, you can see it clearly has dropped to a very low level. That's also one of the observations during the selling climax stage. There are 2 types, at least I can observe. One type is this, where the volume dropped to very low level. If we go back to like earlier accumulation cycles, you see the dip in volume, and then subsequently coming back before the final drop. All right, so even for this cycle, right, very low volume. That's one of the pattern we can see on the weekly chart. So how about the short-term trend then? Here, this is the falling channel that we have been revisiting in the past few sessions. Currently, even after the drop last Wednesday, the price is still staying above the 0.0043 short-term support. Okay, this yellow dashed line over here. And last time we talked about when the price trade towards 14th of August, we are likely to get an answer. Whether it is going to break outside of the falling channel, breaking this resistance, or is it going to come back down, continuing with the downtrend? And the bulls and bears gave us the answer. On the 12th, it dropped to the current support, bounced up to above the next level at 0.0045, and then returned back to where we are now. So it is kind of coming towards the center line, as we always discuss, that it can bounce between the 2 boundaries as well as the center line. So this is where it is heading towards now. It is still trying to stay sideways along this line, but since this uptrend is over, let's use the same line. What I was mentioning about the bugs is this trend. So if this is the descending trend that it is going through, it is getting very close to the point, pointing towards the 19th of August, in just a day or 2, that the bulls and bears have to decide again. Okay, are they going to break this resistance, this very short-term resistance, or are they going to break the support that it is currently holding? Because when we look at the trading activities since June, there's no more reference below this line other than those very shallow tests, which immediately bounce back. So we have to go back to further in the past, back in 2019 and 20, where you see a bunch of activities over there. The next support will come down to 0.0042. Okay, so that's pretty intact. So I'll pick this level somewhere around 0.00423. Yeah. So if we go back to where we are now, that's where it is pointing to, without heading all the way to the center line yet. Okay. Volume fluctuating. It has gone through a squeeze period. It hasn't over yet. It isn't over yet. Okay. Technically, it is still inside a squeeze. So after a squeeze, the energy has to be released. That's where comes the higher volatility period. Right? So that's the situation of VeChain. And if we just take a look at the moving averages, the trade currently it's has dropped to below the 20 days after battling for like this entire period in July. For 1 full month, the bulls and bears have been fighting to stay above the 20 days, but now it has moved to below the line. Last time, during end July, it lasted for a week, and then the bulls push it back to above the line, but not staying long enough. Now the bears are regaining strength. So let's see whether this downtrend will continue. Let me know in the comment whether you think this 0.00438 support is going to hold, or are the bears going to break the line and push the price to the next support level, 0.00423. Being a channel member can access this video earlier, so join the other members now. See you in the next one. Thank you.